Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Stream of Chaos. My name is James, and I am the keeper for this game of Shadows over Stillwater, which is a Call of Cthulhu campaign set in the Wild West. I am joined, as always, by my fantastic cast of players. Let's have them introduce themselves. So, first of all, Art, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I am Art. I am playing Dr. Joseph Waite. Last we saw Dr. Waite, he was injecting morphine. Yeah.
Yeah, a little intense. Daniel, what about you?
Hey, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Griff Gutherson, who's a big Asian mountain man. And the last time we saw Griff, he was sleeping in a cell, but not because he he wanted to be there. He was making sure that no one tried to break loose Hank Hatteray, who we have captured.
Exactly. And hopefully Hank Hanarati will be staying in prison for the foreseeable future. David.
G'day, I'm Dave. I'm playing Grace, and most recently my eyes have been opened to the number of lizards masquerading as people in the world.
There's a surprising few of them. You wouldn't expect
Yeah.
your parents. You never know when they might turn out to be lizards. Jackson.
Hey, I'm Jackson. I'm playing U.S. Marshal Jeremiah MacDonald, who was getting ready to drag his bruised and battered body into town for a gunslinging, and the bad guy just said, "I feel bad. Go ahead." So I was a bit robbed, but I get to hang him now. So
Yeah, exactly.
silver linings.
Yeah,
Everyone but him.
is a bonus, I suppose. Rachel.
Hello, my name is Rachael, and I am playing Adda Blanca Ward. And last we saw me, I was also a little bit beat up and was looking forward to a quiet night in, maybe with a book, maybe with a wine, and assuming that nothing bad is going to happen because I have no problems with anyone in this town.
Absolutely, of course. Everything's going to be calm. Everything's going to be relaxed. Well, it certainly isn't, but we'll jump into that. So for those of you who are just joining us, the story so far, our gang of investigators here are all hot on the heels of the Green-Eyed Gang, who are a gang of outlaws that they all have a personal grudge against. They managed to track one of these outlaws, a man named Hank Hanarati, to the town of Stillwater. Upon arriving in Stillwater, they found that it was affected with some kind of strange disease that made the inhabitants of the town all spaced out and weird, and eventually they managed to track the source of that disease to a nearby mountain that was hiding the secret lair of a bunch of lizard people. Classic. So they've taken out the lizard people, they've made it back to town. A side effect of the disease is that it tends to bring the dead back to life. So the town has been locked down trying to defend against these hordes of dead, little zombie apocalypse style, and now our heroes have found their way back into the town. They have spoken to Hank Hanarati, who was leading the town's defense, and they have decreed that tomorrow he shall hang. We'll jump back into the story there. So, first of all, I'd like to set a little bit of the scene in the town of Stillwater. This is a classic Western town. It's pretty small. There's, 2 saloons, and I've described it in some of the early sessions. But I think that it's important to get a really cool perspective of what is happening in the town, what's changed, what strange pieces of furniture have been thrown onto barricades, what odd people are defending against the hordes of undead that are presumably lurking just outside and could come back at any point. Can I get all of you to have a think about some unique feature of the defense of Stillwater, something that you think is cool or interesting, and tell us a little bit about it? Who wants to go first? All right, please.
Sure. So part of the makeup of the barricade are a slightly run down but very nice sort of red velvet and wood armchair and chaise longue that no house is fancy enough to have from the outside. So there is just as walking in, you're like, that is incredibly fine furniture for a rundown. Oh, hang on a second. Probably the Buona Suerte Cantina.
The Buena Suerte Cantina, it could have potentially come from there, absolutely.
Come from there, given the conversation had between Grease and Griff, and I don't remember her name, but she was
Molly, I believe.
She was real friendly.
Yeah, very friendly.
Too friendly if you ask me.
But they stand bright red against like the browns and greys.
Perfect. A splash of color amongst the otherwise drab hues of the barricade. Who wants to jump in with something next?
I think this is possible, right? You get a wagon, you prop it up like a barricade, and then you take out one board on the inside so that you can access the wheels, and then you strap a whole bunch of kitchen knives to it, and then the Walking Dead come up to the edge of the town, they make it up to the wagon or the barricade, and they just reach over, give the wheel a big spin, and you got a spinning wheel of death.
Okay, fantastic.
That's
That
what they managed to rig up.
Amazing.
They spent all their time doing that, and but they forgot to finish the wall around the backside or whatever.
So they're just walking around the wheel of death.
But if they come here,
we're gonna get them.
Exactly. Hank Hanratty has explicitly asked to not be executed by wheel of spinning knives.
3 villages have already
Better be
lost
nice.
fingers, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. Who wants to jump in next?
I have an idea that I had to Google to check it was a thing. Molasses is like made from sugar cane. Why are you laughing?
I just think this is turning into Home Alone.
Basically, there happens to be a sugarcane importer in town who makes molasses. I don't know why. It seems not to be a hugely in-demand product. It doesn't sell very well. He has a lot of surplus. So the poor man's supplies were seized by Hank Hanratty and his people and basically just poured onto the ground to slow down the hordes because it's really sticky.
Is it not also flammable?
Probably that too, that helps.
I mean, all of these things I'm sure will be very, very helpful. So you have a potential slowing device for the undead and a potential flammable device to immolate the undead.
And the knife wheels.
And you put the molasses in front of... Wait, no, you put the molasses on... You make like a runway, molasses on either side, so the dead can only walk towards the wheel.
This is genius. Okay.
This is not.
Who's next?
I got one.
Yep.
Alright, so as soon as this happened, little Johnny Two Shoes from down the road, he loved it. He was like, oh, I've been waiting for this the whole of my life. And in his Penny Dreadfuls or whatever his cartoons are, there's always a scene of a guy with a rifle in the bell tower. So he's like, I'm going up there. I'm gonna be that guy.
That was
So he's,
gonna be my
climbing
thing.
up the church, and he, oh, I'm so sorry. and he put himself there, but he's got this little gun. But he's not a very good shot, so he's not very useful up there. And every time he fires, the gun kicks back into the bell, and it like rings out, attracting more undead into the town because it's like a giant bell going like, "We're here, come get us! It's dinner time."
Absolutely. It's not
That's pretty
perhaps the most
sweet.
effective defense mechanism, but you know what? It's got a whole lot of heart attached to it.
He believes.
Exactly. David, you got something?
I was going to propose a sweet sniper's nest, but that got taken. So I reckon with my keepsies chip, they will finish the barricades going around the town, and I will help. I'll put one in our court rather than theirs.
Let me say good call.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's all this wonderful defense. It really seems like the town and the community has come together here. They've forced back the undead, and they managed to have survived, at least for now, the rampaging effects of the disease that has been going through Stillwater. But there's tension in the air. When you're returning to the Buena Suerte Cantina, Marshall, you're getting dirty looks from everybody. They seem angry. There is a sense of renewed desperation. These people have lost their leader. And in general, the sort of fear and panic that you didn't really feel when you walked in, when you first arrived, but it's returned, and there is a glumness that has set over the place. I have a couple of questions. Hank Hanratty was locked in the jail cell, which is outside the barricade on the other side of the town. Who's staying there to watch over him?
I think I'll have to. I'm happy to do it alone.
So you're going to stay there, and you're going to you're posted up inside the jail cell. Not the jail cell, inside the sheriff's
sheriff,
office.
yeah.
Griff and Grease, it sounds like the two of you are going to head over as well.
That was
Yeah.
always my plan.
Yeah, that's our intention. We're gonna make
Okay.
sure no one tries to sort of rally and get him out.
Okay, sounds perfect. So while the two of you are setting up there and parked inside, we'll jump back to the Buena Suerte Cantina. Now, upstairs in the cantina, Doc, you were having some trouble self-medicating, as I recall correctly. Do you want to talk, remind the audience what happened?
Yeah. Well, first of all, during a stressful event in the mountain where I shot myself in the head, except it wasn't me, it was something pretending to be me. I may have emptied my flask and progressively got more distracted, more aggressive, I suppose, might be a good way of putting it. Till getting back into town, realized I did not have a lot of time to get morphine or something close to it, some kind of opioid, in my system before the withdrawals are going to get real bad. Just looked it up. 5 to 6 hours after your last dose is when you start getting withdrawals.
Wow.
Which is nasty. Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, so my hands were shaking so bad I couldn't refill my flask properly and was like, fuck it, just gonna straight to the vein.
Okay.
So I am currently, I don't know if like completely unconscious, but I'm definitely like off with the fairies.
Absolutely. So you are very spaced out. And we did decide that, Blanca, you had gone upstairs to take a look for the doc. So when you are going upstairs, you're going through the rooms, you're looking for people. There's a lot of movement around the cantina at the moment. It appears to be basically functioning as a headquarters for the resistance against the dead outside. And most of the rooms upstairs are being used as infirmaries or wings where people who are injured can rest. Searching through them, you eventually come across the doc. What's your reaction? What does Blanca think?
Is he just
I can give
passed out?
I can give you a description.
Please, go ahead.
So if you walk in, there is my flask that's open on probably a table in the room, if there's a small table with like 3/4 full bottle of whiskey sitting next to it. It's open. Medical bag would be open next to it, but not necessarily anything on the table itself. On the bedside table next to where Doc is laid out in a small metal dish, there is a small unmarked vial and a syringe that's just laid neatly, and maybe a tourniquet, maybe, depending on like whether or not that slipped down the side of the bed or was left. The doc is neat.
Yeah, okay.
Blanca, you ran with outlaws for a long time.
I was going to say, I feel like I know what this is. I was thinking maybe do I need to do a medicine check, which I have 1 in, to determine if I'm guessing, would I be able to figure out what's happened?
I'll tell you what.
Fairly common thing.
I think that you can immediately realize what's happened. Blanca, you've had a pretty hard life. You've witnessed this kind of thing before. So you're aware of what's going on. The question is, what are you going to do? Considering that your profession is basically to reform a bandit, I'd be happy for you to make a hard education check. Otherwise, a first aid check, I think, would be the most appropriate role in this situation.
Yeah, I definitely would like to. I think I basically want to see if I can wake him up. This seems like something that's urgent. I'm not aware of there being any other Are there any other doctors in town? Would I?
Yes, there is another doctor in town. It's the mad doctor who's been shooting cattle.
Oh,
So,
okay.
You downstairs that this doctor is still outside the barricade.
You know what? My instinct is with running with gangs and stuff. Sometimes we just have to deal with things ourselves. We can't really rely on civilization, especially not some guy that's off shooting cows or something. So I would like to do first aid.
Okay, please make a first aid roll.
I don't have a heap in it. Ooh.
All right, a failure.
53.
So you start to kind of bustle around Joseph, and you're trying to think what to do, casting your memory back to a moment where somebody in a gang that you ran with a long time ago was in a similar situation, but your memory's hazy. You've tried to put a lot of that time behind you, and you're finding it difficult to call up the minutiae of what happened then. You're not doing anything wrong per se, but you're not really sure if you're helping. You don't really know what to do here. You don't really know what's going to happen. The best bet that you can think of is, well, put the doc in a bed, make sure that he's comfortable, and then make sure that no one's going to disturb him. Hopefully he'll wake up the next day.
I would like to do that, and I would also like to see if I can, potentially against anyone's better judgment, can I confiscate what I think is the rest of his stash?
Yeah,
if there is any left.
You know, I think you have access to the doc's bags here, and there's no sign of the horses that were outside by the cavern entrance. So I think that some of the other dock supplies went missing. So I think that it's perfectly reasonable that you could confiscate everything that you can see at this point. Why don't you give a spot hidden check just to make sure you don't miss the giant bottle labeled drugs underneath the bed or something like that.
Hard success by 1.
Hard success? Okay, fantastic. So you start gathering things up, and you're pretty sure you get everything, and you quietly slip outside and shut the door and say that there's somebody who's resting from their injuries in there. Before we jump away from that scene, Joseph, can I get you to make a constitution check for me?
Yeah. Can I counter with a hard medicine to see if I actually dosed myself correctly?
Yeah, that sounds entirely reasonable to me.
Because if I have done this many times before, well, maybe not many, but enough. Here we go.
It's pretty good.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, you hard success. Look, this ain't your first rodeo, and although you are drifting off to sleep and your mind is completely elsewhere, thinking of contemplating all the bizarre things that you've seen and meditating over the strange fragments of snake language that you learned. Yeah, exactly. You seem to be all right, and as you rest, slowly, your body begins to heal and righten itself. Meanwhile, across the town, the 3 of you have gone inside the sheriff's office. It's a nice place. I'm just going to move us across to the a lovely landscape because I don't want to keep us on the same picture the whole time. But you're in a nice sheriff's office. We described it a couple of sessions ago. There's a few small cells to one side, otherwise a large open space with a desk set into the middle. And the marshal is not currently here. You presume that they are over at the Buena Suerte Cantina. There's keys.
The sheriff or the marshal?
Oh, pardon me. The sheriff is not currently here. The marshal is here, as is Hank Hanarati. And you can see there's keys on the wall. You basically have access to this entire place as you would see fit to use it. Are you, the 3 of you, having any kind of conversation? And are you saying anything to Hank Hanarati, who's standing by one of the cells waiting to be locked inside?
I lock him in the cell.
Right, he steps in and nods and sits down on the bed.
Marshal, you reckon I could have a word with Mr. Hanarati?
I don't see why not. Anything you can say to him, you can say in front of me, I hope.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why you can't be there. You can come with if you so wish.
That's fine. Try to soften up this chair.
You walk over and take a seat. You're used to dozing with the hat down in the chair. You know, you did your time in the in law enforcement in the West, and that seems to be a prerequisite. Griff, you head over to the jail cell wall, and through the bars you can see Hanarati, who is sitting on the bed, looking relatively at peace.
From my understanding, you're wanting redemption. You not?
I mean, redemption, I think redemption's beyond me. I want to do what I can with the time that I have left, and I don't think I'll gain any absolution for it. I'm just going to do it.
Then do it. Where is Elijah Smythe.
So he frowns for a second as you say that. Elijah Smythe, of course, is the member of the Green-Eyed Gang that you have a grudge against. What do you want with Elijah?
That is no concern of yours, boy. Where is Elijah Smythe?
He kind of stops for a while, and then he became a religious man, joined up with the Mormons. That's I don't he left before I did. I don't know where he went to. I never sought to follow. I think probably up to the north, if I had to guess.
Who would know?
Who would know? Mormons, I guess. Speak to them. He's a man who commands some significant admiration and respect. People will know where he is if they have any association with him, but I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing.
Then what use are you to me? I'm done with him.
You turn and you storm off. He kind of leans forward, and then he says, Smythe ain't like me, you know. He'll gun you down. He will. He won't wait for you to talk neither. Don't go strolling up to him like you did me. You'll find yourself shot by every one of his followers.
I don't plan for him to see me. I tap my long gun. If I have it my way, he'll drop dead at 100 paces.
You got it well in check, then, sir.
I'm done with him, Marshal. Whatever you want to do with him, I'm behind now.
You storm off to the side. Grease, you've watched this exchange.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
Not much. I mean, I know the Griff's hunting someone as well, same as the rest of us. I was going to ask him something similar, except after a different name's all. When he's got a moment, I'll let him sort of soften up a little bit. I'll run a little past Mac, but I'm going to fetch him dinner and a Bible. So that he can think during his last night. Okay. And then, question for the group: Do I know anyone else's names of people they're going after? I mean, we're all familiar with the Green-Eyed Gang. No. Basically, does anyone else want me to ask where someone might be? Because I can do so. Otherwise, I'm only asking for myself. Blanca, would we have talked about it, or?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll assume we haven't then, and people playing it pretty close to the chest. So I'll bring him his food and his Bible, give him a moment to finish eating, and I'll say, I don't want to be rude or nothing, and I understand you probably got a lot to think about, but given you ain't, got nowhere else to go and everything, I was wondering, as Griff said, y'all ran with some nasty sorts, and I used to be familiar with a gentleman named Jim Owens. Now, when I last saw him, he was up the north running havoc, but he don't seem to be near there no more. I was wondering if y'all have heard anything from him, rumors the like.
He nods and kind of gestures down to the food, and he says, well, I'll do everything I can to help someone who brings me my last meal.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate the Bible as well. It's good. Owens, Jimmy and I left at the same time. Really, we both broke from the gang together. But I didn't want anything else to do with the fighting life, the stealing life. He wanted more of it. He was looking at mines, stuff like that, old mining claims. Figured that the people there weren't in a particularly good place to defend themselves, and you could stroll around and rob them blind, and if you struck lucky, then you'd come across the loads that they'd been stashing up in between their trips down to town. So I think he went out further west, if I hazard a guess.
That matches the bastard. All right, well.
Yeah, you ran with Jimmy, you said.
I knew the fella for a time. Did odd jobs for him and such. Didn't find to my liking. Looking to make amends. Not the same as... similar to y'all.
I suppose. You know, Jimmy's not a good shot. He makes out like he is, not a great one. You get close to him, particularly, he'll miss you.
Interesting to know. Carries a pace like he's mighty confident with it.
Yeah, he does, but he doesn't see so good once you get close to him.
Suppose the gentleman's wanting to bluster when he needs eyeglasses. It's not.
Now, just quickly jumping in, am I remembering correctly? Did you when you had a run-in with Jimmy, he threatened to shoot you, and I think he tried.
Are you speaking to me or to
I'm
Grace?
speaking to you, but yes, speaking to
Yes,
you.
yeah. He tried to shoot me when I ran off.
Yeah,
Bastard.
perfect. So, a little bit of information for your trouble.
Alright, well. Enjoy your meal, sir, and I'll make sure no one disturbs you tonight. And I pat my gun and just look an eye out to all the windows and everything. He's not getting out of here.
I couldn't ask you a favor, could I?
Suppose. Can't hurt to ask.
Would you read from the Bible to me?
Son, I can't read for much, and it'll be slow-paced, but I can read it.
I'd appreciate anything you could do.
Yeah, go on, kick it here. I'll begin to sound my way through all the complex words, and once you get past the, like, opening passages to most areas, it's probably the first time I've read them, but I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. Okay, so fantastic. Now the two of yes, Griff.
Oh, if you continue to read the Bible,
His name, what was given under God, should have been known that the fig tree dropped its vines in the winter.
Griff makes a loud, sort of uncomfortable sound, mumbles under his breath, and leaves the office.
Okay,
He doesn't want to stand around and listen.
Ain't to everyone's liking.
fair enough. Marshall, you're sticking around, nice and comfy in your chair.
For the rest of the evening, you can't tell whether Mac is awake or asleep.
Okay, and Blanca, what did you do once you made sure that Joseph was safe?
Look, I think I was interested in having a quiet night after our previous adventures, but I'm struggling to put it out of my mind what I saw. I'm concerned. I don't have any medical expertise, and I don't think the other members of our crew do either. So I think I will be trying to sleep, but very haphazardly and periodically just checking in to make sure that Joseph hasn't died overnight, and I don't really get a lot of sleep.
You get flashbacks to when you would stay fitfully half asleep next to a companion who'd been shot in a robbery, and you'd have to keep checking on to see if they'd given up the ghost in the minutes since you'd last checked. But you've slept like that a few times, so you at least get some kind of rest. As you're leaving, Griff, you step outside and you're walking down towards the Buena Suerte Cantina when you see somebody hovering just outside the sheriff's office, and they make a sign towards you, and they say, howdy, sir, you got a second?
I suppose I got a few.
Oh, well, fantastic. Come right over. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a small cigarette case, and offers you one. No? Okay.
Was never a fan of the tobacco.
No? What are you a fan of?
Clean mountain air.
Clean mountain air. Don't care nothing for money?
Money? What use is money?
Right. Don't care nothing for good food, drink.
Best food is that which you hunt yourself and cook upon an open fire. Don't you believe so?
He lights up his cigarette, takes a long puff, and then nods a few times and says, well, you're an awfully difficult man to bribe then, aren't you? Come on, what do you want? Information, men, women, you name it. I want that man out of there, and I'll pay anything to get him out.
I'll tell you what, son. You let me consider such a thing, and I'll get back to you on that.
All right. Don't take too long now.
I'll find you in the cantina should I need you.
He smiles and nods.
I do a 180 and I walk back inside the sheriff's room.
And in the second chapter,
you will. If I can see it, perfect.
We got a problem, boys. There done be a man out there who tried to pay me in order to get Hatteretti out of here.
We knew someone was going to try.
Yeah, I suspect that they won't give up that easy, if you dare me.
All
They'll
right.
probably be looking to break in or something. I don't know. We can
Hell,
be
they
on
can
alert.
try.
That's what we're sitting here for. What they look like.
I described them, man. Best I can.
Okay, make a you actually cast your mind back, and they were pretty good with the sort of hat down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you could make.
Can I make a spot hidden
check.
maybe, or a
Just make a raw characteristic check, make an intelligence check.
Oh, intelligence? Yeah. Okay, sweet. Boop. No, hard success.
That ain't
Yeah,
bad.
you get a pretty good description. Why don't you make up a description, Griff? What does this person look like?
This guy. Okay, this guy looks. Mostly I get what he was wearing, which is like classic cowboy attire. He's wearing a flannel shirt and jeans. He's got a giant belt buckle and big old boots and like a big old Stetson hat. And let's say what kind of mustache do you have, Mac? Give a different one to you.
I don't know what it's called. It's just a plain old mustache. It's not like
he's got a big old
a
handlebar one.
All right, there we
a
go.
walrus one that comes down around the sides. Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
I love him already. Okay, fantastic. So this figure, when you sort of peek back outside, does no longer appear to be hovering around the jail cell. And you park back down. Griff, I suppose you're staying here?
Well, if we want to go, we can go confront him in the cantina. I said I'd meet him back there.
All right. What do you offer y'all?
Money.
How much?
I don't know. An amount.
It sound like one of your friends, Hank.
Hank kind of looks up and says, I told you they might try something. I by that description, I can take a couple of guesses of who it is, but I don't know.
Don't matter who the specifics is. We knew they were going to try something, and currently they're being civil. When this don't work, they'll get torches, and they'll come hammering. We got to make a position now. We got to find that bastard, run him out of here, chuck him in the cell as well. Let him know we ain't tolerating foolery.
Well,
Marshal, listen. Just shoot me in the head and put me dead on the street now. You'll avoid all of this. It'll be no risk to anyone.
There'll be a damn riot we do that.
That's just not the way we do things.
I get it, right? I gotta serve a sentence. I'm not trying to protect myself here. I'm trying to stop other people from dying. Does upholding the law mean you're going to put other people at risk? If bullets start flying, other people are going to get hit. Other people are going to get hurt. They're going to get off the walls. What if more dead come?
Well, I came in here expecting a gunfight. And that's what fate has ordained for me, then that's what I'm going to take.
If you shoot these people when you could stop it, their blood's on your hands, Marshal.
No one's going to die tonight.
He kind of wheels his head around and sits back on the bed and puts his head in his hands. Do you stop reading from the Bible, Grace?
Yeah, for a moment.
Griff,
Mac,
he's
yeah, I'll go.
He's expecting you. Why don't you mosey on and see just how many people are itching to get our friend out of here?
Well, what do you want me to do exactly there, Marshal?
Just see if he's acting alone or if he's got a posse foreman.
All right. Yeah, I'll see what his plan is. Would you, do you think I should go alone or take Grace with me?
Yeah, take a kid if you want.
Come on, I don't get a damn say.
Yeah, you're right, kid. What do you want to do?
I'll do what Max says. He knows best. I ain't got an opinion on this one. Just wanted the option to have it.
You can take him if you want, but it sounds like he's willing to talk to you. No,
let's
actually,
hold on.
come to
Let's
think of
leave
it, he's seen me and Grease rolling together. He sticks to me like bad smell. Probably best you go alone.
All right, I'll go alone and yeah, okay. I'll make my way over to the cantina.
All right, you head back over to the Buena Suerte Cantina. You're expecting to see Blanca posted up at the bar or the dock around tending to some of the wounded people, but neither of them appear to be there. Instead, the place is filled with sort of a general bustling. It's past the kind of casual meal time, and a lot of people are sitting and drinking a little bit. You are getting glares too. The hostility appears to have spread to the rest of the group. in particular, a few folks at the side who are standing and talking with Della, the young woman who originally let you into the town, stared daggers at you. Griff, it's enough that it would make you feel probably want to leave if you weren't here for a specific purpose. You see a table in the corner, and the man that you spotted before in the flannel shirt is sitting there smoking. He nods at you as you approach, and you come stand at the table. Would you take a seat?
I do so.
All right. He nods at you as you sit down and says, "So, you got a price?"
Yeah, I will. I'll help you out. If he's giving me all the information I need out of him, I don't need him. I don't need him to hang. He can. I'll help you out for, let's say.
I say an amount of money that I think is quite high as Griff, but is actually probably not that high. It's probably like I'll do for like
$50.
$10.
Yeah.
He looks at you for a
4
second
cents.
and says, "What made you change your mind?"
I considered it, and I thought I went back in and got the information out of him that I needed. You know, I don't need him anymore.
Make a fast talk check.
Yeah, this is what's gonna hurt me. My basic fast talk, which
Woo! That's where you get that luck for.
5.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
You're the worst person to send.
I was the worst person to do this. How do people work?
You start trying,
Nice.
and you find yourself fumbling. You see him; he's sort of just turning his head, and his smile widens. You could push this roll if you'd like.
Yeah, with 5, I don't think I will.
Or you can spend 64 points of luck.
Yeah, 60. I've got 64 points of luck.
So this is
Right,
completely
that's
on
all
you
my
then.
luck.
In which
Session.
case, your words sort of just stumble away, and he nods a few times and says, "Well, you're a god awful shit liar, aren't you?"
Yeah, I suppose I am. All right, well, I will warn you. Do not try to storm that office. If you do so, you will be met by fire and brimstone.
I'm getting that man out.
No, you ain't.
He kind of leans in and he says, "Well then, consider yourself warned."
Consider yourself warned, son. I told you, if you come in there, we'll meet you with gun and axe.
You realize that all of the sound in the place has stopped, and everyone's looking at you.
And that goes for all of you. Any man who tries to take that will be met with the almighty force of the shotgun and the rifle.
I would like to say I feel like I'm still awake and I
Yeah.
hear this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
You
poke my
hear-
I recognize that voice.
You may not want to.
Yelling upstairs. And you get up and you start going out. Griff, can you please make for me an intimidate check?
Yeah, I'm also not good at these.
What?
I'm not good with people.
How are you not good at intimidating people?
Sure, intimidate was gonna be
I don't-
good.
Yeah, nope.
8 foot tall.
So people have leant back and hands are on guns, and people are just gazing at you and no one's saying anything. You can push this roll if you'd like.
Yeah, super want to. Thank you.
Blanca,
having-
you come out onto the railing about now. A couple of people's eyes dart up, spotting you, unless you want to be particularly sneaky.
I think I can understand. Oh, sorry.
I would like my presence to be known,
Okay.
but I'm not going to do anything.
All right, so you walk over and you stand there, and the whole crowd are just sitting there.
I feel the sense of the room not move with me, and in doing so, I get the strong feeling of being in the woods surrounded by a pack of wolves. I realize what a mistake I have made, but I look back and forth between them, and I back up, and I sort of try to back out of the cantina, never breaking eye contact with them. Like
Yeah.
you don't turn and run from a
Yep.
from a bear because it'll chase you.
All right, so you are still gazing around, trying to sort of like get a a
But
sense.
I am
of-
backing down.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah, and you do. You back out. The people in the cantina don't say anything. They don't do anything. The man finishes, like sort of nodding, and then pulls out another cigarette and lights it. and watch as you leave. You step outside and you find yourself on the street.
I walk back into the sheriff's office over there. I go, well, that didn't work. I made things worse. Like, way worse.
God damn it.
Good, boys. Stop boarding up the windows. We about to be attacked, son.
Oh, hell. I ain't surprised neither.
Just quickly, Jamie, sorry. Now that Griff is gone, is there more attention on me?
So I was, a lot of stuff's going to happen in the cantina in just a second. I just want to hear what this conversation is.
Okay.
Totally, don't worry. Blanca is going to have to make quick decisions. What are the three of you doing? So Griff's come in, said, I made it worse, start boarding up the windows. Hank says, Marshall, you got to kill me.
I gotta say, I agree with him, man, but it's your call.
It is my call, and it's the law's call. We start boarding up windows, we make it look like we got something to hide or like we're doing something wrong. And we're not. We're carrying out the justice of the United States. So we sit here, we have a nice, friendly conversation with anyone who wants to come in that door and have a nice, friendly conversation. If anyone wants to draw a gun on a U.S. Marshal, that conversation's gonna go slightly differently. But until then, no one's done anything wrong, least of all us.
Damn it, Mac. We got one of theirs, and we don't know where Blanca nor Doc are. If they try and sort of even scales, get one of ours, then we're gonna have to start negotiating or firing. We don't want to negotiate or fire. Where the hell are they?
Cut two.
Yeah, all right. So you're not doing anything for the time being. You're talking.
No.
You're not putting up barricades. That's particularly what I wanted to establish.
No,
All right.
because that makes it look like we're doing something shady, and we're not.
No, exactly. Of course, you are law-abiding, very law-abiding citizens. Across the other side of the town, inside the Buena Suerte Cantina, the atmosphere is razor sharp. There's this heavy sense of violence in the air. Blanca, you can feel. When you get faced with violence, are you one of those people who gets really wired and overstimulated, or do you get this weird calm that comes over you? What do you think?
I want to say calm, but that's not the answer. No, 100% wide-eyed, kind of like eyes glazing over kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like I can recognize when I am outnumbered.
Yeah. You're also
an
upstairs,
entire tavern,
and the stairs go right down, like into the center of the of the room. Everyone is pretty still, and as Griff walks out, you find yourself left completely alone, and a lot of eyes turn up towards you. The man with the cigarette stands up, walks into the center of the bar, puffing away. He looks up and he says, "Well, I'll extend the same offer to you. Bring us Hank, and y'all won't get killed."
Do you have a deadline in mind? Are we talking close of business?
Dead being the key word.
He pulls a big drag on his cigarette, and he says, "Well, my patience only goes so far. But if you truly think you can talk down your friends, we don't want blood. We're good people here, man. We're just trying to get by, and Hank is protecting us from everything that's out there. We don't want people like that Marshall coming in here and telling us how to run things."
Do you even know what's out there? Do you have any idea what is out there?
Kind of turns, looks around, and says, we seen the dead walking. We fired shots at them, and we'll fire again when they come back."
It's not just the dead, but I'm not going to walk out the front door. That is not a safe option with what seems like several dozen people looking at me. I think I'm going to consider your offer, and I'm going to go speak with my associates. But I will not have an answer for you until it's like nighttime, right?
Yeah, it's like it's getting to dark quite quickly. It's that weird place where the sun has set, but it hasn't quite got pitch black yet.
I won't have an answer for you until sunrise, at the earliest. I'm not here with them, and I don't know what their thoughts are. I will need to speak to them, and I don't want any violence, not in here. So you will need to allow me to go speak with my friends.
We'll give you a reasonable amount of time. And you can make a persuasion check if you'd like to get
Oh
more.
yeah, sure, fuck it.
You have points in persuasion, or are you like me and just rolling for the...
I have points in fast talk.
You're not lying, though, really. Fast talk is fooling, deception.
Oh, that's...
Ooh, I'll luck that. Oh, 18's a lot.
I have 97 though. So... because this is a relatively high stakes situation, I will spend 18 points.
Please.
To make sure that I can leave.
Go right ahead. He looks and nods a few times and says, listen, y'all seem nice, and we don't want this. We don't want more people to get hurt than need to. But we ain't gonna accept no deadlines because we don't want you going and talking to your friends and telling them to get ready. So here's the deal. We'll give you some time. Go over, talk to them. But if you're still there when we come calling, well then, you'll get gunned down like the rest. If you come back here, we'll give you all the hospitality that we give any other stranger. You can rest here, you can sleep here, and your friend upstairs is safe. We give you that promise.
Alrighty. I'm going to take their deal, and as a show of good faith, I am going to walk down the stairs and exit through the front doors. I'm not going to shake this guy's hand. I don't trust him enough for that.
As you're going down, you sort of get halfway, and you hear a voice at the back say, "Take her gun," and you tense up, and then the man with the cigarette raises a hand and says, "No, nothing like that. Go on your way, man."
I'm not going to say anything else.
Yep.
Just going to leave.
You walk out and you find yourself outside. Do you head towards the cells?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Yep. All right. Off in dreamland, drifting upon the cosmic winds, Joseph, you are consistently finding yourself in this recurring dream where you're wandering the halls of the base inside the mountain, and you keep on walking through, and you're lost, and it's this cavernous depth, and you're strolling amazed at everything you see. And every now and again, you find yourself walking into the small adjoining room just by the surgery room, and where you took those large metal discs from. And whenever you walk into that room, the dream ends, because you see the discs and they are shining ever so bright and ever so brilliantly directly at you, as if they are beacons of radiance or something like that. As you go through the dream again and again, you can feel a certain amount of control start to get into your body. You can direct yourself down a different hallway, one that maybe you hadn't gone down before, or maybe you can spend some more time in a particular room. How would you like to push the dream in a certain direction?
I wake up every time I see those tablets, yeah?
The dream always ends with you going into that room, which is full of tablets, and you can see them as these shining beacons.
Wow. Is it always empty?
No, it's full. It's full. There's all the mundane equipment off to one side that you saw earlier, but there is also the large tablet devices, the triangular sort of metallic objects.
Are there any people?
No, it's deserted.
Right. I mean, if I can read anything, I'd like to try and read, even though I know when I wake up I won't remember it. Otherwise, I want to look at the instruments they're using and just try and see if there's anything different. Like,
Sure.
tools that I might not have seen before. Just looking for novelty, I think.
Okay, great. So so you got two options here. When you walk into that room, you see the blinding lights and it overcomes you. You can try and make a spot hidden check to try and like peer in, and maybe you can make something out from the light, or you can try and push yourself away from that room and spend more time in the surgery room. And I'll ask you to make do you have a biology skill? What's your biology skill?
I do have a biology
Yeah.
in here. Possibly about to get a sleight of hand if I fuck that up. My biology is 55.
55. You can make a biology check to begin examining that equipment.
6 points.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Biology check.
You can have 6, and I will have a success on that biology check.
Okay, so you start wandering through and you start examining these pieces of equipment bit by bit, one by one, looking at the strange technology. And it's all bizarre, it's all weird. The serpent people clearly were far more technologically advanced than any of the humans you've met. And as you spend time studying in this dream, you gradually learn to understand the nature of one of these bizarre devices. And I want to give you a choice which one you spend more time with. The first appears to be an advanced set of surgery equipment that specifically is designed to tailor the growth of people, particularly children and sort of people who are still going through their natural growth cycle. This appears to be one of the biological manipulation tools that the serpent people were using, and it appears to be what they were using to try and uplift their own brethren. Alternatively, you do see at one side something, it looks more like an optical setup, and there's lenses and strange crystals and prisms, and you think this could possibly be a tool that allows one to read those strange triangular discs.
Well, now.
Have a think about it, and don't tell us straight away, because we can jump back to the other scene, and you can give us your justification for the decisions that you've made when we jump back into the dream. Is that all right? Brilliant. Okay, perfect. Meanwhile, Blanca, you stepped outside. What are you doing?
I'm gonna head to the cells with purpose and speed.
Okay, you rush over to the cells and head up into the jail cell. The collection of you hear a noise from outside, and suddenly Blanca walks.
Shoot her!
Oh, Blanca, it's you.
What have you done? What?
Nice going, big idiot.
You didn't have to say anything to anyone.
I thought it would work, and they would stay away from us if they thought we was gonna kill them.
Now we're gonna probably
You can
have
just
to.
kill them anyway. You don't have to tell them.
Yeah, but I don't want to kill them if we don't have to. Like, it was a bad thing. I thought if we could scare them off, you know?
Remind me why we haven't killed Hannah yet.
Please, someone remind me as well, actually. It seems like the best solution at this stage.
It's Mac's call.
Why is it Mac's call?
He's a marshal.
They are coming here likely at sunrise to kill all of us if we don't hand over Hannah or take that choice away from them.
Well, it sure is a shame he has to answer for all the crimes he's done.
You can make me answer by shooting me in the head, or you can hang me now. Listen, also, can I ask you a question, Mac? Are you still sitting in that sort of position where you are unassailable?
I reckon so. Why not?
Beautiful. Hank leans forward and puts his hands on the bars, and he says, "Doesn't have to be Mac's call. One of y'all shoot me. Just shoot me."
Y'all gonna want to shut the hell up.
No one shoot that man.
No, I'm not shooting him. It'd be really messy. That just seems rude.
I ain't racing the bullets.
We sentence him, we read him his last rites, carry out the sentence at noon on the gallows. That's how it's always been done. That's how it's going to be done tomorrow.
Are we gonna kill the entire town just to make it to noon? Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna come here in a couple hours to make sure that we don't even make it that far.
Yeah, well, emotions always run high at night. That's why I'm not too keen on anyone spilling any blood overnight. We wait till it calmed down in the morning, explain to them exactly what this man is. We make them see reason. If they want to have that conversation sooner, I'm happy to have that conversation.
Do we have proof of who he is?
He's
He
admitted
doesn't
it.
seem like the man that we're looking for.
I know him.
Hank kind of
Yes.
leans in and says, it's me. I appreciate what you're doing, but I ain't gonna lie no more.
Also, he knows about some of the people Hank ran with. He knew about Owen's gentleman I'm looking for. It's him, all right, or one of them. Can someone
Ada.
tell me where the hell Doc is? Wait, I ain't seen him since we got back. I'm just worried, that's all.
Doc is sleeping.
Well,
Sleeping.
things are a mite difficult right now, and I reckon he might want to be awake. Also, people get
They-
shot, they gonna need to be stitched.
They promised me that they would leave him alone.
So we're letting him nap?
It's a good point. With the four of us in here, it wouldn't be such a bad idea if we're all together.
Well, I can go and get him, but I don't think he's going to be very much use.
He's only sleeping. Just wake him the hell up. We've all been running on a few hours.
I think it's more. I've got the bags and stuff. I'm going to take them out and just blow on a nearby surface.
Yep.
And be like, I think it's more than sleeping.
What you doing with all of Doc's stuff? Doesn't Doc need that?
What do you
That's
mean
not
more
his
than
medicine.
sleeping?
He was, taking it.
He was taking medicine? Was he sick?
Mac, this is probably something that you would understand the consequences of. So you, upon seeing it, kind of see this, all the effects, and you know the abuse of medicine is a problem.
We don't have anyone to patch us up if we get injured. We have an entire town against us. I am not going to get into my past, but everything is telling me that we should just hightail it. We could take Hanarati with us. We don't have to stay here. We could go back to the the snakes they left.
We need to get Doc as well, and we ain't got enough horses unless we're going to steal them. I think we need to be proactive. If we sit here and wait for them to come to us and they're going to set the terms, they're going to have more people in us and they're going to stand outside and threaten to torch the damn building or something. We don't want them to set terms. I reckon we need to go to them. Mac, if you're eager on peace, I reckon you should go to that saloon and talk to them. We need to get this up front and now, while there's still good terms. They don't know his past, maybe, or they don't know some of the real awful things he's done. I mean, he understands he needs to die. Maybe he gets a chance to talk to him. He can argue his own damn case.
Yeah, it seems like talking to him is the right way to go. I just don't want to set foot outside this building until sunrise.
Griff and I'll
You
stay
think-
here. We'll make sure no one goes for him. Y'all and Blanca can talk.
I mean, I'm not amazing at it, but
Yeah, but you
feel
can
like
shoot
I-
him if they try and pull on him.
I feel like I'm better than Mountain Man over here.
Yeah, that's an easy bar to mount or
It
whatever.
was a low blow. I apologize, but I also don't.
Hurt, Blanca. Wounded.
Yeah, well, talk better.
You reckon the two of you can keep him safe if anyone comes riding up?
Yeah, we got it.
As long as Grease don't start reading that Bible again.
Read whatever I please. Just 'cause you can't.
I can totally read.
Mm-hmm.
Punk
You
kid.
better be turning to the Book of Revelations, because that's in our future, I think.
All right, I'll go talk to him.
I'll keep
And
your
when
chair
I get
warm.
back here, I want to see your heart still beating.
He kind of turns towards you, and that makes one of us.
Oh, buddy.
I feel bad for it.
I don't.
I feel bad for us. We're about to get shot by a
There we
town
go.
that we're trying to help. We just saved this town.
It's a good
from
thing
this-
that there's molasses everywhere.
Oh yeah, cool.
Let's get him with the spike wheel.
God damn it. we almost killed ourselves trying to save this town, and now it's gonna kill us.
Yeah.
So, Blanca, Mac, the two of you step outside and you leave the sheriff's office behind you. It's a weird little oasis of light in the center of these black, dark buildings, and you make the trek across the wide open main street, heading towards the barricade, where you can see torches and shadowy figures set up over the top. As you approach, you get closer and closer, and you get to the gate, and it's open for you previously. This time it's shut, and it stays shut for a good 10 seconds, then opens. And you are brought back into the barricade, and you can see people looking towards you, and they shut the barricade. No one says a word, and you're back inside the sort of little nest around the Buena Suerte Cantina. You want to head inside?
Yeah.
All right. You head in. It's a relatively short walk, and soon you find yourself in the small room. Now the vibe has changed again. This time there's no one drinking, there's no one eating. There were children around previously, although some of them have gone to bed, and now it looks more like a war room. Everyone here has a weapon, and they're looking ready to go. They've got their boots laced. They're looking ready to move. There's they've boiled coffee and they're making ready. You can even see like sets of bandages have been set up towards one side. They're anticipating a fight.
I'm gonna stride on over to where the coffee's sitting.
Okay. Yeah. You
Take
walk
up a
over to
cup.
the coffee. Yep.
And tip a coin on the table as I do.
Yep. Very cool.
And then I'll sit down on a chair in a corner of the room, kick my boots up, take off my hat, and say, "All right, who wants to tell me about Hank Anarati?"
Excellent. As you walk, you kind of sit down. Blanca, are you joining Mac at the table?
I'm gonna go sit at the bar.
Okay.
Throw a coin wordlessly, await the alcohol that is wordlessly given in return.
Whichever of you has the highest listen score needs to make a listen check.
I'm on 20.
So am I.
What?
All right, one of you make a listen check.
Probably real bad that your doctor's asleep because it's in a 58.
I'm about to.
Bad luck.
One of the many
I can do it,
reasons
I
this
can
is
do it.
bad.
I'm gonna start talking to these people, so I think Blanca should.
Yep. Okay. Listen.
You listen here.
Ooh.
Ooh, 11
Ooh,
points.
that's lockable. Though you've already used it.
Already sunk 18.
As I said, this is a high stakes situation.
I really do think it is pretty high stakes.
I am okay with burning some of my 79 luck, so I will luck that down to 68,
Okay.
please. Thank you.
I've got time. I'll deplete all of your luck, and then we'll. Excellent.
Help! You meant to use luck.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're doing fantastic. Sitting down at the bar, as this sort of small conversation starts, you hear in the distance the sound of the bell in the church tower start to ring.
Timmy Two Shoes.
Because he's got two shoes.
All right. Mac, they're going to get people. They're going to come and talk to you. It's going to take them a while. People need to be gathered. They need to make a case. It takes some time. Blanca, does the ringing of the bell cause you to change your behavior in any way, or are you going to stay here and support?
I actually can't remember what that means.
My guess is zombies or lizards. Neither are good. Zombie
wait.
lizards.
It means someone has seen something approaching the town. Is that what I am?
Well, you
Okay,
haven't
I
really
don't know.
spoken to
I
them
don't
about their,
know. Okay.
Other people appear to hear this as well, by the way, so it's not like, they're suddenly
Okay.
shocked or something.
Right, okay. Does anyone react? Is anyone clearly hearing this?
You know what? Since you haven't twigged immediately to what this means, I'm going to ask you to make an intelligence check. And if not, your character will realize after a while that it won't be.
35.
Blanca's so dumb.
Oh, you're so dumb. How am I not the dumb one?
It's kind of weird. They're ringing the bells in the middle of the night. I thought that was really I never did that. when
Beer,
they were
please.
getting married or like Sunday church, you know, Sunday mass, church mass. I don't know.
Oh,
I am curious.
Yeah.
I think to look out the window, but I decide I will do that later when things are less tense.
The bells are disturbing your sleep, Joseph. It's rude. It's terrible. Which machine are you woken up from examining by the sound of the bells?
So I had a moment where I thought maybe lactulin would be useful. Do surgery, anything to sort of forward that. But then, no, information is always more powerful than devices. You can get away with a lot by hacking something together if you really need it, but information you can't use if you don't got it. So I go and I look at that device.
Information is powerful, and I think that that's a totally natural decision for Doc to make. Just because it would be interesting to know what Doc is giving up. Can you think of a patient in Joseph's past that, with the specialist tools that were provided by the Serpent Person technology, that they would have been able to save, perhaps, if they had chosen it over the ability to read these strange devices?
Quite possibly. You know, doctors at this time were generalists for the most part, so pediatrics, not a speciality yet, but that's definitely, you know, delivering babies and things like that. I imagine Joseph would well be able to save a mother and child at least more than once who wasn't going to be saved any other way. So that's probably what he's given up.
All right. Yeah. And as those images of the people you've tried to help and failed before go through your mind, you step over to this device and you begin to work at it, you begin to study it, you begin to think, you begin to, it almost speaks to you. And you find yourself whispering under your breath in Rachael, but then the bells ring and you wake up. Doc, your medicine check was pretty good. You dosed yourself relatively expertly. You wake up now in your bed, a second away from where you were going to understand that thing and be able to, and read it. But the design of what you would need is stuck in your head. You reckon with time you might be able to rebuild it. Right now, though, you've got a killer headache and the sense that something is very wrong in this town.
The hell are my glasses? All right, I guess I better go see what's going on. My bag.
You stand up and you look around and it's gone. And, Joseph, your face turns pale for a second. You have your flask on you because it's on you, but your bag and your equipment is gone.
Fuck. All right. I take a moment longer than I should looking around the room for it.
Yeah.
It is of more importance than anything else going on right now.
Absolutely, yes.
So I will enter delayed stage left at some point.
Perfect. Okay, and you will come downstairs after you've spent time looking around, assuming that you kicked it under a bed or something, or maybe you stored it away and you don't remember it. Anyway, up in the cells, as the two of you, Griff and Grease, are standing by watching Hank Hanarati, you hear the sound of bells ringing.
Why the hell are they doing that?
Hank stands up and he goes, oh, good Christ.
What?
Y'all need to run. They're
Why?
ringing the bells. The dead will come. The dead are coming. They're gonna rush the dam. Get in the cells next to me. Quick, you gotta hide. They'll tear you limb from limb.
Well, shit, all right. Yeah, I
do?
fucking go.
Right, you run, and Mac, you grab the keys. Make a luck check, Mac, to see if you thought to leave them with the ability to get into the cells.
All right. I want to say that I forgot to roll my luck increase at the start of the session.
Yep.
So first of all, I'm going to roll to increase my luck.
Ooh,
Okay.
I may.
Go ahead.
This is the time to do it.
I'm going to fail. So first I'm going to add, what is it? 2d10 plus 10?
Plus 10.
2d10 plus 10.
For Pulp Cthulhu. Normal
Pulp
Cthulhu
Cthulhu,
is
exactly
not so
right.
kind.
22 plus 43 brings me up to 65. All right. And now I'm going to make the luck check to see if I gave him the keys or not. I did not.
Ah, god damn it. I was sitting in Mac's chair. I'd taken up the spot where he was after he left.
Yeah.
I was swinging around in it, and then I rifle through my pockets, and I go over to the chair, and I try to get up the cushions. I'm like, they ain't here. The damn keys aren't here. Oh, hell. I can't fit through there.
Can we lock ourselves in, but we can't unlock them? Or can
No, we
just
can't
not?
get in.
The bars are locked. They're all locked. The doors
They're locked
completely
closed?
shut, and you have this horrible feeling that as the bell continues to ring, you can almost hear the sound of screeching from outside. It begins to build, getting louder and louder and louder.
Griff.
And
Griff.
Yeah.
I say, y'all gotta help me get this door open now. We can't leave Hank in here. He's gonna get torn apart. We gotta get him. We gotta run.
I think we gotta barricade this door, don't we? We gotta barricade ourselves in here.
Break
Hank
open
says,
this son of a bitch.
Hank says, "I'm safer than y'all. I got the bars protecting me. They
They-
can't get through those."
They'll get through there after us. Oh, fuck. All right. I'm gonna stumble backwards into one of the corners. I unholster my pistol, spin it to make sure there's rounds chambered, then reholster it, and I'm just gonna be scanning the doors, seeing if anything's coming.
Okay, please.
I'm gonna try to push.
I'm gonna
I
move
assume
myself.
There's like a big desk somewhere.
Well,
where
you
the-
can see on the map in front of you exactly the layout of the room. So please position yourself where you
okay.
would like to be.
Perfect. Can I move some desks and stuff in front of doors? I'm happy to make a strength check to do so.
Yeah, make a
See
strength
how-
check as you start to move stuff.
Because-
Just draw. If you succeed, you can draw where you'd like to place the desk.
Okay, all right. I can roll strength with advantage with a bonus dice because although
That's
I already
pretty
got a hard
good.
Success. Just give me 1 sec. Boom, and yeah. Okay, so I got a hard success. I would like to draw. Where's my draw tool? Can I draw?
Don't mean to do it for it, Tricky.
Can I make 2 movements? I got it.
Alright.
I would like to, if I can, put something in front of there, and one in front of there, if I can.
Okay, so you were going to sprint over, mate. So with your strength check, you got a hard success. Yep, that's 2 things. So you, you start dragging things over and slamming them. You're a strong guy, and you're able to just sort of pile stuff up. Hank is yelling, just run, get out of here.
Y'all shut the hell up.
Okay, there. You know what? There. As you come tearing out. So, in the meantime, there is kind of this silence that hangs over the town as the bell stops ringing for a few seconds, and then you see strange shadows begin to move past the windows behind Hank's cell, and you can hear these croaks and screeches as something begins to move, and Hank goes, "Oh hell!" And then a second later, the entire place is surrounded. One moment. So the entire place is surrounded by the dead.
Oh, fuck.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Okay.
This is bad news bears.
Up here.
We are in. We got the worst of the jobs.
Remind me of your dexterity, please, Griff.
Oh, mine is very low.
Slow shit.
Yeah, give me a quick second. I think it's 35 off the top of my dome. It is 35.
Okay, great. Good to know. So, you'll also be pleased to... It puts you, just for context, slightly slower than your average zombie. I hope that this is coming through, but you should be able to see the wonderful names of each and every
I
one.
was just gonna say, are these
That's pretty
zombies
good.
brought to us today by the thesaurus? We got the walking carcass, we got the Roman remains, we got the shambling husk, we got them all. The whole gang.
This is what you were doing for 3 hours before the stream.
It's all
Wait, last
it's
night.
all the working titles for AMC's The Walking Dead.
Oh,
Fuck, that
Oh,
was
that's
good.
well done, Blanca.
AMC's The Shambling Husk.
So,
The
the
decaying
round
body.
commences, and Grease, you're up first. What would you like to do?
All right, do I actually have an eyeline on any of these suckers, or has Griff effectively boarded up my shots?
I've done doors, but I think there's windows, are there not?
There are windows, and you can see them. Now let me just draw some
I'm
lines.
here. I'll show the ones. I'm thinking I might have an eyeline on decaying. No.
Yep.
No.
Nope.
I can move.
You can move.
Yeah. You can move around to get an eyeline on someone. Yeah.
Okay. I want to first I want to take the Bible, which I was reading, and I want to kick it across the door so it like spirals towards the bars and hang. I'm going to go, keep reading! Then with the other guy, I pull out the gun, and I want to take a shot at walking carcass down here.
Okay, fantastic. As you start firing, Hank doesn't even pick up the Bible. He just starts reciting Bible passages off the top of his head. He appears to know it relatively well. You crack off a shot, firing straight towards...
Can I say it would be hard because they're sort of down a level and out a window?
Yeah, I think that is entirely reasonable.
Hell yeah. I'm fucking awesome at this. Get wrecked. Damn it. You know what? I got more luck than I need to spend. I will spend 42...
21.
Oh, fuck, never mind. Fuck that. No, I just miss.
No, 19.
No, it's fine. I miss. It's okay. I'll come back for it later.
All right, the gun fires off and a bullet races out. Griff, you finish shoving the desk over you back up into the corner, and a second later you can see these creatures begin to swarm at an alarmingly quick rate. They are all racing towards the windows and the doors and trying to get through as best as they possibly can. Now, of course, there's a little bit of a pile-up. They can't all get through at once, and the ones out the back desperately trying to get through and are having at least some kind of trouble. Now, let me just check my lovely copy of Shadows Over Stillwater to confirm the strength. Oh my god, they are very strong.
Boink!
I said as if I was surprised. Remind me of your strength again.
My strength is 80, I think, or 90. Hold on. 80.
Strong as hell.
90 would be ridiculous.
Well, 80 puts you at marginally slower and marginally weaker than the Living Dead.
What?
We should replace Griff with any one of these shamblers. I bet they can navigate woods better as well.
I bet they're better at talking to people.
Back door. They're going to try and ram against this thing. They're going to succeed. They're going to bust through the back door. So one of them smashes open, sending this object careening off to the side, and the other one is going to sprint in, getting straight over to Griff.
Ah, shit.
On the other side, there is going to this one here, the shambling husk, is going to make a similar attempt and is going to also succeed. So within a moment, your barricades are
It didn't do a damn thing.
At least it took him a second.
We're gonna die.
Now the other ones did try to clamber through the windows because that was their instinct when they saw this. So they are going to make dexterity checks. And how many of them are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Good. I like the one that fumbled.
Yeah. All right, so we've got one. The two on this side don't get through at all. The one on this side kind of bashes and falls backwards. This one gets in and sprints over and gets straight over to where you are, Griff. Immediately, the ones that have gotten close to you start to savagely hiss and spit and attempt to rend you limb from limb.
I am
against you, Griff. Grease. Against you, Griff.
I mean, I'm dodging, but I think I'm all right because they fumbled.
Okay, you
still gonna
should
roll
be
it.
fine.
Oop, that's just guys. Ignore that. No one sees me. I rolled twice. Spectacular. There we go. Hey, good one.
Okay, so don't worry, you're okay. Griff, do you want to dodge or riposte? Having seen the attack, it's a little more obvious, but
look, I would. Okay, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna roll a luck check to see if I have a rifle or my axe out because I would like to have my axe at this point.
Sure.
However, I think I have my rifle.
Make a luck check.
I will make a luck check. I failed that luck check.
Oh no.
Okay, unfortunately you had your gun ready to go, just in case.
Okay, but can I riposte with my gun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I would like to riposte with my gun.
I'd say it'd be harder. Oh yeah, he's failed anyway.
No,
irrelevant.
Okay, your gun goes off, and please remind, as I have asked you every time, people about the details of your gun.
Yep. It's a giant sort of buffalo rifle, or like the Western style of an elephant gun. It's huge 50 caliber bullets. They're like that big and like made for piercing the hides of buffalo.
And how long does it take to load?
It takes me 2 turns to reload it, so I'm dropping that shit and pulling out my axe.
Your gun fires off, and suddenly you're holding a useless, very large club. But not entirely useless. As these creatures begin to tear in, we will go back to your turn in just a second, because beforehand, off in the car, the relaxing business of the Buena Suerte Cantina, as you two are sitting down, the bells are sounding in the distance. Doc, you're still upstairs, frantically searching for your things. The man with the cigarette comes back, and he looks tense, a little dirty. He sits down opposite you, nestles into his chair, takes a long puff, and says, "What?"
Well, I was hoping you could tell me about Hank Hanratty, as you know him.
Tell you about Hank Hanratty?
Yeah.
He's a good man who done protected us. What do you know about him?
Well, I want to hear your side first. Is that all you're going to say about him?
Look, he kept us safe. He came into town. We knew he'd done bad things in the past. He was open about his history, but said he was trying to make amends and do good, and he cared for folks, and when the dead came, he was the first one to risk his life to make sure that we were all okay. He's the only one who's holding stuff together around here.
Well, your words speak volumes about this man who came to your town and who you know so well. But I put it to you that that man was made, if you like, by another man. That other man, well, there are some folks who could tell us about him. There are folks like Dennis Hansen. Son was gunned down in the street for looking at Hank wrong. There was folks like Melvin Clayton, banker, 50 years old, 2 weeks from retirement. He lost his life. And there are folks like Bill Howard. Used to belong to this badge here. If he was here, he could tell you about how he was shot down the street, strung up like a cow, hung up by the water tower till his blood dripped out. His mother had to see that lifeless, bloodless corpse hanging up for all to see. Those folks can't tell us about that Hank Hanratty, but I can. And so can this wanted poster. It says I can bring him in dead or alive. And Mr. Hanratty was kind enough to make that choice for me. He's ready to answer for what it's done. Now, I wish I could kill the Hank Hanratty I know and spare the one you know, but I can't. The Almighty can. And it's all we can do is to send him up there and pray.
Your words speak volumes, and they hang heavy over the room. The man with the cigarette can't meet your gaze. Make for me a persuasion test, and you can have a bonus die while you do it.
Oh, my persuasion is 20.
Better use that bonus die.
Whoa! If there was ever a luck range, that is.
Let me have another
Push
bonus roll, just to see what helps.
That's
you
pretty
have
fucking
2
good.
points of luck anyway for a hard success.
Nice.
He kind of he holds your gaze. You can't hold it for a while, and he looks towards you, and then he looks away again, and he just deflates. And you can see the same tiredness that you've seen, honestly, in the mirror yourself, come over this man. And he leans forward and he says, Hank made the choice to die.
He did. He can tell you about it himself. If he cares as much about this town as you say he does, I'm sure he'll want to speak with you before he goes.
What are we going to do without him?
Yeah. Normally I'd say turn to your sheriff, but you don't seem to have much of one. You probably want to hold elections as soon as possible. Find yourself someone who's going to lead this town out of this mess. Meantime, as far as we can tell, we've put a stop to whatever was waking the dead. Now you can start rebuilding.
When you say the dead, his eyes flash on like a light bulb, and he kind of like, we rang the bell, thought that you were gonna. You'd best get over to the jail cell real quick. And he sort of whistles and calls for a couple of his friends and says, "Come on, we gotta move quick." And they grab guns and they start suddenly running out the door. Joseph, it is about at this point that you come out sort of wild-eyed. You can see people running with guns out the door. And when the door opens, you can hear the crack of Griff's buffalo rifle echo through the entire town. Do you have anything that you'd like to say or do quickly, Joseph? Or are you joining the flood of people rushing towards the jail? Oh, we can't hear you, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, taken. Honestly, I'm still looking for my bag.
Okay. Yep.
Is like. So, it's my treasured possession. It's kind of important.
Yeah.
So I am like kind of ignoring everything that's going on, and I'm just looking for my bag. And dramatic irony, I'm pretty sure it's in the jailhouse.
Yes, yes, it is. Perfect. But you were committed. You're searching through everything, and you can see people rushing up the door, and you have to find that bag. Meanwhile,
everyone else is fighting off of undead. And Joseph's like looking under his bed and stuff like, where did I put it?
Like, you know, maybe don't fuck with your doctor shit if you want him to save you.
Yeah, you live and learn.
Yeah, you're right. Blanca, what have you got to say for yourself?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
I do not connect 2 and 2.
Across the other side, inside the cell, smashing, hissing, howling. This is a chaotic scene. And let me ask you, Grace, what are you doing?
Flippin' flip. This dude's right up next to me.
Do you guys see the map? Have I?
No, Jamie, you need to move us back.
Thank you. That'd be a good point, wouldn't it?
I'm going to try and give Griff a moment to reload or to swap. So I'm going to spin around. I'm going to shoot at his one.
Okay,
so
fantastic.
Target this one
Make
here.
a firearms check.
Penalty die or anything because I'm getting thumped?
Nope, you're all good.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
There we go.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Boom! The shot slams into this creature, connecting.
10 damage.
Damage, and this thing is one of the tougher ones. It has 12 health.
Hooray!
Roaming remains has been a palpable strike against them.
Also, wouldn't I go on after the
Oh, sorry.
before Grace?
Yes, I didn't give you a turn, so please, you can state what you were doing on your turn.
I'll let Grace finish it.
Also, I at least have a penalty die for firing at those two.
Oh yes, into a melee, you do.
Yeah,
Please,
so
apply a penalty die.
Yeah, wouldn't want to cheat myself.
By point blank. Honestly, you're fine. Keep
Okay.
it as is.
All right.
Bang.
Alright.
Griff, what did you do at the end of last turn when I skipped you?
Can I switch can I pull out my I just like drop my gun to the side. Like I don't put it away or anything.
Yep.
And I want to pull out my big fire axe.
Yep.
And then can I also have a swing or not yet?
Yeah, you can have a swing. Go ahead.
I can have a swing? Alright, I'll have a swing at the dude attacking me.
Roaming
Yeah, and he will, I assume, repulse me. Oof. I'll luck that. 8 points.
8 points into a regular success. Reduce your luck, and this creature is going to dive at you, a mess of claw and tooth. And
nice.
fail. So you land a hard strike.
I'll roll. I'll roll my damage. Damage on my axe. Sorry, I just rolled the whole thing again.
Yep, that's okay.
16 though. That's pretty.
Damage is 16. Okay, in
flipping
which case,
good.
You can have changed your round. Grease. Who do you want to?
Oh yeah, my own damn one. Thank you.
Switch it up.
I got you here. Never mind. Get off me, you stupid skeleton. Do you want me to shoot against this one?
Yes, please.
Penalty die or straight roll?
This will be a straight roll.
Cool. 4 damage.
Yep. Okay, 4 damage. All right.
Bang.
This one is relatively chunky, so it's not going to do a ton.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
fair.
On the creature's turn, they continue to pour in.
Oh, fuck
moving
me.
Quickly. These doors are now open.
Mac!
They're going to
Blanca! Dog away!
Anyone?
All right. And the two of you are going to take attacks. So, Grease, you are going to take 2 bludging, ripping, tearing attacks from these creatures. Am I going to get dodge or riposte from you?
What do you think? Dodge twice.
I mean, I've got some thoughts, but we'll leave it up to you to decide.
First, dodge.
Okay, I've dodge attack against the first one. It leaps forward, striking at you, and
Second dodge.
fails.
Oh.
Okay, slamming onto the ground. Second one. Okay, so you manage to dive to one side, you dive to the other side. These things are dancing around you, and you're scrambling backwards from them, just able to avoid the wheeling claws. Meanwhile, Griff.
I will riposte every attack against me.
Okay, all right, just the one.
All right.
My hero.
Oh man, you're landing it, and 14 damage too. So as the corrupted cadaver, the corpulent cadaver comes towards you, you slam an axe into it and cut its head straight off. It immediately is gone as well. Meanwhile, it is Griff, your turn. What do you want to do on your turn itself?
I'll charge down. I mean, either like the blood rage descends like a barbarian. I charge whichever one. Actually, no. I'll go and charge whichever ones are the ones that are attacking Grease.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah. And have either one of those been hit?
Yep, the one on the left has taken 4 damage.
All right, I'll hit the one on the right because I think I'm amazing and I can one-shot it.
I think you. Oh.
Well, he's got it. I succeed. Oh, only 8 damage.
Yep, it is going to try and riposte you, of course, because that is how these things work. And
Nate?
just a regular success, which means
4
that
points
your
of luck.
strike will overwhelm them. Just
But unfortunately, only 8 damage to that.
all right. And you slam forward, both of you wrestling against this one. Meanwhile, across the other side of the town, you come running out of the barricade, following these figures behind. Mac, Blanca, have either of you said anything to the man with the cigarette, or are you just sort of following his lead at this stage?
They seem mighty agitated, so I think we'll follow their lead.
When you get outside, passing by the chaise lounge and the wheel full of knives, you come around to spot the lights on inside the sheriff's station, and people are just in this brutal combat. You can hear the sounds of yelling and guns firing, and this low kind of guttural smashing of an axe again and again and again. You can join, but you are still going to be 1 round away, I'm afraid, as you dive forward. Attempting to join the fray. Back inside, Grease, your turn. What are you doing?
God damn it. Alright. These two have both been damaged, so they sound like Griff problems. I will shoot this one. So I will make a firearms check. I've fired 4 shots, so I have a few.
Ooh,
2
that's
more.
worth keeping track of.
Yeah, I have 2 more, and then we are reloading. Bang!
Bang. All right. You connect and you deal. Oh my god.
Oh, perfect.
Which one were you aiming for?
Oh wait, no, they have to do
This one here.
Well, that one has 11 health. So if you pick any other.
Wait, we're splitting the damage!
That's how you're meant to do this.
Woo!
You hit Shambling Husk directly in the chest, and
It's dead!
Backwards.
It ain't dead!
A second later, they are going to make their charge. Moving through, they are going to completely surround the collection of you.
None are tempted by Hank in his Bible verse.
Hank is yelling at the top of his lungs, reading this Bible verse. The Bible verse appears to be doing nothing. Now,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll tell you what. Joseph, why don't you make the decision here? You have interacted with Hank the least, so I think obviously that gives you the ability to make sweeping decisions about him. Hank is torn here because Hank is trying to do what he's told, but Hank also is thinking, for as far as he's aware, the riot is still coming, and this is just the precursor to everything. He's thinking, if I track these creatures over to me, I can get them to kill me, and then I can potentially save lives.
Ew. What a way to go.
What do you think that Hank is going to do? Is he going to try and bait them over, or not?
Oh, absolutely. All he
Okay.
wants to do is get himself killed to make the problem go away. So yeah, of course he's gonna try and pull them away.
This is a weird dude.
All right. In which
So
case,
selfish, really.
he's going to yell loudly, drawing two of them over towards him, and sort of like hold out his hands towards them.
Oh, no.
Expecting them, please, and leaping forward. Now, since this is a little bit further, and he has to lead them over first of all, they're not going to get to attack this round. So, as it is, the collection of you, I think Griff, you've been doing far more damage. You're going to take 2 hits. Grease, you're going to take 1.
The fuck?
Grease first.
Well, the disrespect for one is rude. I dodge.
All right.
Yahoo!
Okay.
I do a somersault.
Leap away from this thing, easily dodging. Griff, dodge or riposte?
Riposte.
Yeah. That's a man's man.
Uh oh. Ah, damn. Oh, wait.
But you slam
I
forward
can't
and
even
manage to
lock
get
that
this time on the side of your neck, and you feel a bite sink down terribly against this.
With that, he regretted his decision.
That brings more anger into my eyes.
Impaling.
Now, this is not an impaling weapon because they are just clawing and biting and attempting to tear at you. But it is still going to do max damage and then roll its DB. So you are going to take 4 plus 7 damage total as a huge chunk is suddenly bitten out of your neck.
I went from 11 to 4.
Hey, you got points to spare.
It stagger backwards and you can feel blood just
Yeah,
pouring
but if I take another one of those, I'm not going to be up for much longer.
through your clothes, and the second one is on top of you. Dodge or
Oh god.
riposte.
I mean, my dodge is 17, so I'm riposting. Like,
Oh no. Oh.
oh no!
Oh no!
As this second one
I'm down.
dives straight, you swing wildly with the axe, but it is not enough. And as you dive, you're going to take 8 damage, and it lands, this time collapsing backwards, and you feel your axe slip from your fingers as this thing starts to just land on top of you and rip and tear, and blood is pouring freely out of your neck. You're gurgling,
Oh, this is bad.
and you are dying.
Oh, this is bad.
And we're going to take a break here. We'll be back in 10 minutes after we've all been to the bathroom and had a drink, and we can see what the results of this interaction will be. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to the stream of Chaos. Griff, let me ask you a question. What does it feel like when a zombie rips out your neck?
Oh, real bad. It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts?
Oh yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. This is what a lot of people don't understand about zombie attacks. Is they're just not fun. Like,
many
everyone thinks
stars?
it looks like a great time. And
How many stars?
how many stars? 2 stars. It had good. It was efficient. It was
Negative 7.
Okay, so you fall back. Your axe falls from your bloody grip. Grease, you see Griff collapse next to you. You can hear this horrific gargle. What do you yell? Do you cry out?
Do I get a sanity roll?
You
As things
absolutely
go
get a sanity roll.
ass up.
horribly wrong.
Woo!
And as the red mist descends. Ooh.
I've had a rough few days.
You have had
And
a
I haven't slept since. No, we have. We slept after the mountain exploded. So this is a new day, right?
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
I think we came
Didn't we
straight
collapse?
back.
Did we come straight here? Oh, good. Okay.
It's been a long. We've been awake for a while.
Yeah, we came straight
I
back.
might not be looking
It's been a long
too excellent.
Okay. Yeah, you know, make a. This is going to be a D4.
Excellent. I was looking forward to a D4. Yeah. Wild.
What's your threshold these days?
I'm doing math.
All right.
Because it's in like I need to do math range.
Those of you who are not
Always a
familiar
good
with the
sign.
rules, upon losing a certain amount of sanity in a single day without having rested, you can have a burst of madness, which can make you lose control of your character and put you in a lot of danger. So we are going to see if Grease has the wherewithal to be able to continue to defend.
I'm still all right, I think. I think it's like 1 or 2 off. I'll confirm exactly later, though. But I think I'm all right.
Cry out as you see Griff collapse, landing on the ground, and a second later over the side, Hank is yelling too. There is just this immense burst of noise. Outside, there is a collection of people all heading straight towards the jail cell. They can hear the yelling and gunshots from inside, and a couple of people around in the mob start to yell, it's too late, get back to the walls, and some of them turn and they're heading straight back towards the barricade. The posse that's gathered together begins to evaporate. Suddenly, the man with the cigarette turns towards you, Marshall, seems to be kind of waiting for direction, and then eventually he looks towards you and says, you locked Hank in one of those cages, right?
Yeah, he should be
He
safe,
turns and
but
leaves.
what a bastard.
What?
But you
Leave.
get back here and you help me get my deputies out of there. And I intimidate him.
Make an intimidate check.
And with my pulp talent of being scary, I'm going to give myself a bonus die or reduce the difficulty. Is this going to be a hard?
No, this is going to be standard.
Okay, I'll give myself a bonus die then. There could be a 5, but I might roll
Well, you don't even
better.
bother rolling the second one. Or a 15. God damn.
Oh my,
Extreme
that's how we do it.
It's just so scary.
He's gonna put his keister in reverse, please.
Yeah, he turns and runs. You get back here, and he stops, and a good deal of the posse stop. With this critical success, I think that the voice that emanates from Mac's thin frame is so commanding, so powerful, that just as inside the Buena Suerte Cantina, Joseph knocks down everything on the bar because he is frantically looking for his bag. He hears the noise, and you're aware that there is violence outside. This might not change your behavior. You can keep looking, but you are aware that there is something going down. People may need medical attention.
Do I do a thing now?
Yeah, well, you can take any action you would like, please.
Well, so you mentioned that they had set up medical supplies.
Yes, I did.
So when this all happens, if possible, eyes land on the supplies.
Yep.
Is there something around reasonably that I could pack these into?
Yeah, there's like crates standing nearby that were stacked with stuff and small bags. Absolutely, you could pack a mini dog.
Right. Then I will go. Have to make do and grab what I can from what I've got, and head out.
So you start darting out, and you're carrying this like box that you're pretty sure at one point was supposed to hold like fruit or something, and you're tearing along, heading straight for the jail cell.
I prefer a bag if they have one, but I'll take a box if I have to.
I think that for comedy's sake, we'll say it's a box. But yeah. So the chaos is continuing. Meanwhile, inside the arena of blood. Now, that's a fun thing to say, isn't it? Now, before we jump completely back into the action, I'm going to add a couple of tokens to the scene. But while I get that set up, why don't you tell me, Grace, what you were going to be doing on your turn?
Oh, man. It's not looking great.
Also, before I forget to skip you again, Griff, make a Constitution check for me.
Oh no. You can skip me this time. Hard success.
Hey, that's good.
You are holding. Everything is turning grey all of a sudden, and you can, you know when you hear a noise inside your head, like if you touch the inside of your ear, you can hear sort of a weird thing that emanates inside your skull rather than outside of it. Turns out, if you mess with the cords in someone's throat, you can hear it inside. So that's always fun. You're still alive for now. Grease, what are you doing?
I have 2 bullets left. There's the option to fan the hammer, right? Where you fire 3 shots. Could I do it with only 2?
Yep.
I know that 2 of these dudes are real low. I want to try and get both of them. Could you remind me which two have taken the most damage?
Certainly. The two that have taken the most damage is the one in front of you here, and the one in front of you here. This one on the left has taken 4 damage. It has 6 health remaining, and the other one has 2 health remaining. The one behind you actually, sorry, only has 1 health remaining.
I know I shot that one for a bunch.
All the ones around you are really hurt. This one's on 1 health. This one's on 2 health.
Oh, they're so low.
He's completely unharmed. These two are about to kill Hank.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, I stand just over where Griff fell, so that they will attack me rather than him if they are so inclined, and then I will attempt to shoot the one behind and the one in front.
Go ahead.
So I believe it's a penalty die, and then you roll for each attack. Is that right?
Yep.
So one penalty die.
Yep. So you guys can take a single penalty die. Now, yep. Please go ahead.
All right, give me 1 sec. Things are looking bad. First
when you
attack.
Said you had 2 bullets left, I legitimately thought you were about to say one for me and one for Griff.
Let's we go out of this together. I got a success for the first one, but they can riposte because they're right the hell next to me, which is just spectacular stuff.
Super fun.
So the one on 2 health, you jam the gun into their face and they try to snap at your hand as it goes, and they miss. Instead, their head gets right in the way. And you blow.
9 damage.
Overkill.
Exactly.
I go for the second one. Now get the hell away from him, you corpses! Success as well.
Bang! Another shot lands. They are going to try and repulse desperately, keep you away, but
it's a success.
It's a success.
I win.
Oh yeah, you win. Yeah, hard to.
Boom.
All right. So I shoot the second one, and then I let the gun fall to the ground. I get my dukes up. This next one's gonna meet fucking hell.
All right. Now, I'm introducing you all on the same initiative, just because we're going to do it that way, and you all arrive together. Technically, you should have just arrived before that turn, but I think that it was more important for Grease to have a little moment of action. Doc, you were going to be 1 turn behind, just because you were still sprinting over and you're carrying a large box. The rest of you arrive, and you can see what's happening in the door. Just Mac. They're in front of Hank. Griff's on the ground. He's bleeding out. He has literally held his post until the end, and he looks like he's dying. You watch as Grease, your young apprentice, shoots 2 of them, throws down the gun, and gets ready to go toe-to-toe with one of the living dead.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I'm not charging in there with my 2 hit points, so I'm just going to shoot whichever one I can get a clear shot at.
Betrayal.
This is the one you can get a clearer shot at. You've got a rifle, so you could also try and shoot either of the ones on Hank. If you want to make a hard roll, you could try and shoot the ones that are threatening your friends.
Yeah, I guess I better save Grease.
I don't need saving.
You guess?
Save Hank!
How is this a hard decision?
I got him!
How is this a hard decision?
Let's go, you son of a bitch!
You actually calling out that?
I don't think I know you're there. I think I'm busy.
Okay. Were you having fun? Because I'll shoot the one on Hank if you like.
I got him.
Alright.
Square
I'll
up.
shoot one on Hank.
Not. He does not have this.
I trust him. This relationship is built on trust, Daniel. It's gonna be alright.
As I'm choking out.
Oh, I love how this is.
I'm glad to see you guys are having a moment. Cool.
I'll shoot one on Hank.
All right.
Extreme.
Extreme. I'm cool. I'm glad we're getting extreme successes now.
One of them one of them just blows apart, showering Hank with blood. And Jesus! It kind of staggers backwards a few steps. The other one is reaching forward, desperately trying to dive in, but he can see that you've arrived. Blanca, what are you doing?
What am I doing? No, you can now. Yes. What am I doing? And is it anything other than shooting people with my shotgun?
It's a good plan. You know what? It tends to work out. Now,
how?
are you going to go and try and save Hank with the long-range shot? Are you going to try and save Grease and Griff with the really long-range shot, or are you going to blow the one in front of you?
I am going to march in the doors and fire the first thing that I can see, which I believe is Walking Carcass.
I think it is.
Could I actually be so bold as to take a second shot on my turn after all? Which I believe means I won't get to fire next turn and I get a penalty die, but I'd like to try to save Hank.
I don't think you can with a...
I cannot?
I don't know, so I think you need to have like a pistol or something that you can fan the hammer
pistol,
with.
quick firing fan the hammer is something you
Oh,
can
attacks
do.
1. Yep, never mind.
Yep.
I was thinking of a shotgun.
I think, yeah.
All right, so Blanca, please.
Give me a second. I'm at close range, aren't I?
I reckon you might be.
The only way that you two could get closer together is if you started a business together.
Hard success, 18 damage.
Gosh. You walk right into this thing. It is desperately going to try and bite at you because that's just what it do.
Oh, fuck.
It's going to succeed. So, you...
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I have no regrets.
You dive forward.
I have some.
You aim at your gun and it lands and it starts biting at your legs. Miss firing just above it. And you feel immediately it bite down. It's going to deal...
Oh, I'm on 8 hit
5,
points.
sorry.
How much?
No.
I rolled the wrong dice, so it's actually going to deal max 4 damage plus 2, so it's going to deal 6 damage to you.
The amount of extreme successes these guys have rolled is, I'm going to say, suspicious.
That's what we're all thinking.
I
was gonna say concerning.
With roll 20, we've been having a couple of conversations that decided I really want to kill these ones.
Uh-huh.
How we look at Blanca?
I'm on 2 hit points, but that's not
Excessive.
Join the club.
I'll be honest, I was on 2 hit points a while ago,
I will
and they
pass.
quickly disappeared. So let's not throw things
I
around.
have to be young again. I remember when I had 2 hit.
One. This has been a long day for everyone.
It's a hit point
really,
campaign.
really has.
Well, I'll tell you what started it all, were those freaking grenades that took us all down to like 7 or 5 hit points.
And that was the high point of the day. It got worse from there.
We haven't recovered from the grenades.
We
That
have
was
not
only
recovered
4
from the
hours ago.
grenades. It was so long ago. It was...
Meanwhile, the man with the cigarette is going to dart forward. He's going to raise the rifle that he has at his side frantically, and he's going to yell, "Hank!" And this is his BRP. I will allow him to invoke his passion, love Hank. His death rune to deal. No,
That was rather shot.
yeah. Instead, he's just going to try and luck it. And oh
But
my
hey.
god,
He's beginning to believe.
a powerful shot, which is going to deal 6 plus 2, so 8 damage, bringing this thing down within an inch of death, and seeing his friend leap forward and try to defend him, Hank is going to realize that he can't possibly let this thing just overwhelm him. He's going to try and punch it in the face, and he's going to crit it. So he grabs it by the head and slams it into the bar, and it collapses to the ground. I've rolled like 6 extreme successes.
You're rolling like a
Hacks.
GM.
Now, I'm not the one that's going to say anything, but
I'm
I'll
gonna
let the
write
others
this
speak for me.
I'm gonna write to Mr. Roll 20.
Mr. 20 himself to 20.
Roll E20.
Fantastic. Okay, so this one is going to collapse, leaving just this one here, which on its turn is going to dive forward and try and get you, Grease. Would you like to dodge or riposte?
Riposte. I got the dukes up. Oh, wait, is that your roll?
Yep.
Ah, shit. I was gonna say don't show me the roll because I am not good at this, and I am willing to luck it. I am not willing to luck it that much.
So
Come on, you bastard!
And the two of you
65
sort of
points.
just start flailing around at each other. Now, with this many people left, you know, there's a room full of you, and you all have guns. I'm willing to just say you rush in, and a couple of seconds later, as you're trying to push this thing off, there's a loud boom, and Mac, you kick this thing off. It's been blown apart by Blanca, and everybody has killed this thing. And you sprint into the room and evaluate exactly what's going on. These creatures have swarmed in. Everyone appears to be alive. Everyone appears to be okay, except for Griff, who is lying on the ground, choking. and desperately like holding at their neck. You hear yells, Joseph. People are calling, Doc, trying to get you to come over. And you burst in to the room, and you can see Griff on the ground holding at his neck. What's your reaction? What are you doing? You can also see your medical bag sitting on the table in the corner.
I probably wouldn't notice that yet. I'm going to be honest. If it's like tunnel vision, it's immediately triage. There's like fix. So I would be rushing straight over. I wouldn't even notice that it's there.
Yep. So you just dive straight over and you lean down, and blood is just spurting out of Griff's neck. Now this is going to be this is an immediate thing. This is just trying to sort of stem the bleeding, try and do something. So I need 2 rolls. I need a first aid from you, Doc, specifically first aid, and I need a Constitution roll from you.
I will push that roll.
You cannot push a critical failure.
Can I luck it?
You cannot luck a critical failure.
What?
Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. It is.
Well, to be fair, I don't have my supplies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been a hard day. I will luck that down to at least a success on my Constitution check. I don't know if it's going to help, but I will certainly do it.
how much luck do you have remaining, Daniel?
I have 62, soon to be 58.
Okay, so you burn some luck, and you are trying to hang on. You're forcing yourself desperately, and you lean forward, and you rush towards towards Griff, and you bend down. You begin to work, and you're doing everything you can in your power to save Griff. You go for bandages. A couple of seconds later, you kind of see your bag towards one side, and grab it and pull it towards you. People are yelling at you. You're not really thinking right now. It's there. You don't accuse anyone or anything. You're just having it grabbed, and you're moving it around. And I mean, you can. Do you have an idea of the critical mistake, the terrible thing that happens here, or would you?
I mean, I can tell you why first aid isn't going to work.
Yeah.
He's missing his esophagus. You can't really fix that super easily. That's a medical, like, I'ma have to sedate him and fix this with snippy snips.
Now, before we lean into this as an entire scene, let me just reflect on the rules here for a little bit. Critical failures affect you within a very certain range. So you have over 50 in first aid, right?
I have 70.
All right.
It's a 99.
It is a 99, and I believe it is above 98 when you're over 50. So
It is that is a home rule we used to play with.
That is a home rule we used to play with.
It is above 50, your fumble range goes to 100 alone.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
I just confirmed
I
it.
thought that might have been the case, so before I leant into it, with above 50 in the skill, this is not going to be a fumble. Because if it was a fumble on a first aid check to save someone's life here as they were bleeding on the ground, I think it would be the results would be pretty disastrous. I was about to suggest that you were going to apply mistakenly apply laudanum or something like that. But
I think
it's not a fumble after all.
it's not a fumble.
This is like too hard to fix with first aid, like But if it's not a fumble, then would you like 30 points of luck?
No, I think this is okay because Griff has passed his Constitution. So we're gonna jump over and we're gonna move to Griff for a second. As you're standing above, you're covered in blood. You're desperately yelling to people. People are gathering around. Grease, you're probably sort of in shock at this stage. Hank's leaning through and sort of yelling. Everything's a complete mess and chaotic. And Griff, how are you feeling? How are you seeing? Is everything particularly loud and bright and overwhelming, or is it muted and far away? What's going through Griff's mind?
Who's nearby?
All of everyone here, and
Like if I reach out with my hand, who do I like? And I just grab someone who isn't currently trying to save my life. And I pull him in.
Fighting alongside. I think it's probably you.
I think it's Grease. And I pull Grease in. I look him in the eye and I go, "If I don't make it, find Elijah, kill Elijah Smith." I'll let him go, and I fall back. I sort of pass out from the pain or drugs or whatever it may be.
You try desperately to talk, and you were sort of making every word you can, but all that comes out is gurgles and blood. And then the doc shoves you back down and is like, I need to. You can't lean up, and you're trying to get this message across, and you're fixating upon Elijah and his face and everything that you know about him. This man who is killing with claiming religious fervor as an excuse to harm. And as you drift away with all of this swirling through your mind, with unfinished business left on this earth, cursing with every ounce of your being, a man who thinks he is the embodiment of divine justice, I would like you to make a power roll.
Okay.
And we're going to make an alteration, or with an extreme success. You cling to consciousness, you cling to life, and the thought that comes into your head is that you can't allow Elijah to survive because the same God that he is excusing himself by has selected you to kill him.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
And I would like you to add, we'll talk, I think I'm going to get you to add a religious trait to your backstory, but we'll have more talk about that in terms of character development, because I think that is a larger point. Doc, you managed to save Griff's life. Do you want to describe the scene a little bit? What does the sort of hour of intense surgery look like?
Anyone done seen a tracheotomy before?
I know what it is.
No, thank you.
Yeah, essentially for the most part, it's gonna be patching him up, and he's not probably gonna be breathing real good for a bit until this heals up. So he's gonna get a little metal cylinder. It's gonna sit so that he can actually breathe while things heal up. There's a chance that ain't gonna heal ever, but I'll do my best. Essentially, it's bandages, something for him to breathe through, removing any excess tissue, cauterizing. There is a unholy smell of burning flesh.
Oof.
A few times. This ain't time for anesthetic or anything like that. So if Griff, if you're conscious, you're conscious. I'm sorry. Doctors don't do nice things in the 19th century.
Yeah.
And then it is going to be as best as I can getting him bandaged up so that I can potentially fix this up surgically later, if possible.
Meanwhile, Mac, Blanca, what are the two of you doing? There's a crowd of people from the barricade that have formed. It appears that you've driven off the dead. No more of them appear to be coming. Are you saying anything? Are you arresting people? What's the go?
Well, I think we get everyone back inside, including Hank. I'll quickly throw some handcuffs on him.
Yep.
Back in the cells, or
back in the barricade.
Yep. As you're sort of being dragged back, Hank is being dragged back rather, and you're all rushing towards you. The man with the cigarette make his way towards Hank, sort of yelling and moving, and Hank turns to him and says, "You son of a bitch! You almost got someone killed!" and starts just berating him and yelling at him for having rung the bell, going off. And there's sort of sheepish glances around. As you're all let in, he yells a final time, "You listen to the marshal! He's doing what's right!" And then everyone sort of scatters, and he quietens and follows in your shadow.
Oh, to be clear, I wouldn't want to abandon Doc and Griff if they're still doing that. I'll get everyone else inside, but then I'll make sure they're not
and you return
alone. Yeah.
Okay. After the procedure, which takes some time, you take Griff and you lay him to rest in one of the beds upstairs. Griff, with an extreme power success, you have control over, I think, what your character, what your character sees, what your character does, and what your character believes. I think that in the moments that they were slipping towards death, they had a vision, and they have, fixated upon Elijah's patron god. Is this something they respond to, or once they come to, are they going to be able to push it out of their mind? and return to normal? Is this a change to your character that you would like to pursue?
Oh, good question.
And if you want to have some time to think, that we can come back to it.
Yeah, give me some time to think about it. I'll think about what my character goes through while he's in the other.
Excellent. The rest of you witness the surgery and will eventually make your way back towards the town where you'll be able to rest. The dead are appeased, at least for now, and they are not coming back. Well, not appeased, they've been bulleted. Does anyone else have anything they want to do tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so when Griff first went down, Grease tugged off his bandana and like jammed it into the wound to try and stimmy it somewhat until the doc could get there. So now that everything's kind of abated, he's picked it back up and tucked it into his pocket where you can see the blood stains seeking through his pants. And I'm going to thumb bullets back into my revolver. And then I want to find Mac. And I want to say, how'd they get past the barricades?
The town was the jail cell is outside the barricades. So it's that they got drawn to the cell.
Who the fuck rang that bell?
That's what I'm gonna find out.
I'm coming with you.
Someone who is a bit too loyal to Hanratty for his own good.
What they did went beyond just trying to free someone. They consorted with unholy creatures to do so. Griff wouldn't have just died. He would have been drawn down to hell by the things. That person, whoever did it, he deserves to be hanged more than Hanratty.
Wasn't everyone in the... the name of the place has escaped me, Jamie.
Buenos Suerte Cantina.
In the cantina? Wasn't everyone in the cantina?
There's more of these bastards.
Know everybody in the town. It looked like a lot of people were there.
Alright, well, I suppose we're not going to get much sleep tonight anyway. Let's march on up there, see if they still hold up.
If he fled, we're going to find him. Right?
The two of you go to the church, and you check the church. There is someone held up at the top, but it is I forgot the name that you gave.
Timmy Two Shoes.
Timmy Two Shoes.
Because he's got two shoes.
Asleep.
He's about to have missing a head.
And when you get up, they said, "Oh!" But then basically say, "I'm sorry, I haven't. I only just started my shift."
The bell. Yeah. Earlier, who rang it?
I don't know. I was eating dinner in the cantina when it happened.
Well, who'd you relieve? Who was up here?
No one was up here. They reckon that it's not so effective being up here, but I prove them wrong. I watch. Now I can't see far in the dark, and they say that I have to do on nights on account of once I almost hit someone, and they don't want me shooting none. But I think it's useful, and I do my best.
But who was supposed to be up here before you?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm the only one who does shifts up here.
Oh.
Who rang the bell, you little bastard?
He shrinks back. He's worried. I don't know. You should ask Hector at the Buenos Suerte Cantina, or you should ask Greg, or Greg is the man with the cigarette for reference. Or I don't know. Talk to Della. They know things. Maybe Hank knows.
I'm gonna stalk towards him in front of Mac. I'm gonna say, "How do we know it wasn't you? And now you're lying. How do we know it wasn't you that rang the bell, drew these dead into town, and got my friend hurt, damn near killed?" And I'm going to thumb the hammer back on my gun as I approach the little shit.
Make an intimidate check.
Do you have ammo, David?
I reloaded as I approached. I said I was doing it earlier.
Not that he needed to know that.
Nope.
He starts saying, Marshall, this man's trying to assault me. And he points towards you, Mac.
He's trying to investigate him. Investigate you.
I thought y'all meant to be helping, protecting me. I ain't done nothing wrong.
Well,
what? Mac
says he's done nothing wrong, Grease.
Would pushing the roll, would drawing the weapon.
Yep, drawing the weapon and pointing the gun at him.
How old is this kid?
Bit older than you.
I'll fuck him then. I'll draw on him. Oh no. You ever get that feeling that something's about to go really wrong?
No.
All the time.
I had it earlier this session.
I literally cannot feel that feeling.
I fail.
Yeah,
and
that's
I draw the gun on him, and I'm gonna jam it forward to him. I'm not intending to shoot him, but I am going to find out who rung the bell.
You draw the gun and you push it against his head, and he collapses to the ground with onto his knees with his hands up. Mac, every legal code that has just been violated leaps into your mind, which is the consequence of the pushed roll, essentially. And as you're yelling, sort of like spittle flying from your mouth as you shriek at this guy,
I'll grab Grease and pull him back when I can.
You grab at Grease. You feel an arm on your shoulder. Are you giving any heed to what Mac's saying?
I whirl around to face him, and I go, Mac, this little bastard, he knows something. If he didn't kill him, he knows who did. We got no guarantee Griff's gonna survive the night, and we got no guarantee he's ever going to speak again. Breathe or whatever the hell happens with a tube down his damn throat.
Well, he's not going to speak anymore with a gun in his face. That's enough for tonight. We're all tired. We're all beat up. We all need rest and medical attention. And if anything, the person in charge of finding who rang that bell is going to be the town sheriff at the end of the day.
Town sheriff's a drunk.
Well, they'll elect a new one. Maybe he'll do a better job.
This kid is sobbing, but he's muttering. He's sort of just he keeps talking, and as you're standing there, you lower the gun, and he keeps sort of hyperventilating and spitting out words, and he starts saying, "Well, I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it, but we all decided together. We were all talking about it. I don't know who did it, but everyone knew it was going to happen. The whole town I couldn't tell them not to. No one could say no. We voted, and there wasn't one hand that didn't go up."
This town's cursed, Mac. Pastor said it. Them fucking lizards said it. They deserve what they were going to get. We only got in the way.
Then we pass the sentence we came here to pass, and we ride out.
Hell, I didn't like this place. Anyway, I'll reholster.
All right. Does anyone else have something they'd like to do this evening as the two of you descend the town and leave? Yes, Doc, you're exhausted after the surgery, or is this during the surgery?
What am I at a point because that was first aiding, yeah? Or is that
you begin a larger medical procedure almost immediately afterwards.
Okay, cool. When that is done, I take everything out of my bag. I catalog everything. Any supplies I grabbed, I will replace what I am missing. If anything is out of place, I will note it. And I look at the initials on the inside of the bag. WH. And I'm just gonna fume a little.
Absolutely fair enough. Joseph, while you quietly fume, I think that Blanca, you probably didn't think to get the bag back, but at the same time, you didn't. It's not like you left any evidence that it was you who took it. So I think that Joseph may have suspicions, but Joseph is not in a position to be able to know who took the bag, and it appeared back at the house for now. Also, Blanca, you've seen this kind of behavior before. You know, you've known people who you ran with bandits who had these problems, and it's probably something that you are. How does Blanca view drug use essentially?
I think that she thinks it's one of those things that is like inevitable out here. This place is tough. Some people can't handle it. But I don't think she's going to judge someone for it. I think she's more concerned that this group relies on its doctor. And from her perspective, she needs the gang running efficiently and like running, like we need to be capable for what we're up against. And look, she is concerned, but she's not very tactful and doesn't really know how to approach it. So she's not going to broach it now, not after. It's quite late, right?
It's real late now. You're getting into the depths of the evening.
Now is not the time to go through it. She's very tired and can tell Doc is tired, but it is something she's going to bring up. And also she's told the others, so I feel like they know now. But look, she's concerned that if our doctor is occasionally incapacitated, especially after some of the things that we've seen, and I feel like we're going to see worse things, then we might have a problem on our hands.
I mean, it's a logical thought. Joseph, once you've packed your medical bag, is there any additional actions you'd like to take?
Yeah. I'm gonna go around to everyone and I'm gonna start patching them up because I think no one has had any medical attention since that damn grenade. And I think I might have the most hit points right now.
Yeah.
We have a solid 7 between us.
Right,
I was at negative
have
4 for a little bit there.
14.
Oh, you're oh, whatever. Go away.
It's because
I'm
someone
on
in chat healed me, not Mac.
and I should, like, nah. So yeah, I'm Joseph. Like, he's got his kit. It's all there as best he can tell. I don't assume anything's missing. I assume Blanca, you just shoved everything in the bag and took it.
I didn't take anything.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So it's all there. It's all accounted for. He sort of like calms down, and then he's gonna go around and attend to everyone before taking his own rest.
Excellent. As each of you drift off to sleep, some injured, some horribly wounded, some trying to just reconcile what's happened. Final question is for Mac and Grease. Do the two of you make any more investigation? Do you confront anybody? Do you ask Greg or Della or Hank about the ringing of the bell, or do you let this lie for the time being?
I think it's best to wait, not rile anyone up while tensions are still high.
I'll follow Mac's lead.
You will rest, and before we end the session, the next morning will come, the day of Hank's Hanning. Unless you have any adjustments you'd like to make, Marshall, I think the event goes ahead.
He's allowed to talk to whoever he wants in the morning.
He talks to a few people, and then the two of you make your way outside the town where there is an old gallows that was used to execute prisoners in the past. The last thing he says is before you hang him. He'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, of course.
He quotes a Bible verse at you. Standing on the gallows, he looks up and says loudly towards the empty land around him, "There is a fountain filled with blood, drawn from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunge beneath that flood, lose all their guilty stains. The dying thief rejoiced to see the fountain in his day, and there may I, though vile as he, wash all my sins away." He falls silent. You do the deed, and then return to the town. The time to come, there will be more action with the serpent people. But that's all on the horizon.
Lizards.
Because for now, let's draw an end to the session after a heavy but wondrous.
That was a long ass day or 2 days or whatever.
Oh yeah.
There'll be time to heal. There'll be time to continue.
2
forward.
hit points.
But that time will come next week. Thank you for joining us, everybody. We will be back next week. Remember, you can catch these games online on YouTube. We also have more stuff coming up. There is another game of RuneQuest happening at the end of this week. And yeah, keep in touch. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Thank you to the players, and goodbye.
Thank you to you.